Hey, race fans, welcome into the virtual pre-race concert and show. I'm Alex Weaver here in my living room in Charlotte, North Carolina. We are gearing up for the NASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series coming up. We're going to have a ton of drivers, Cup drivers, Xfinity drivers, Gander Truck Series drivers that are all going to take to virtual Homestead Miami Speedway, and we're going to have a little racing action on Sunday. First and foremost, I hope you guys are safe and healthy, washing your hands, practicing social distancing, and we're going to bring some normalcy back to a Sunday, and we're going to have a little bit of fun and a little bit of music before we gear up to take to the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway, which I'm excited about. One of the drivers that's going to be joining us here in a minute is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We're going to talk to him all about what prep has looked like, because I know it's been a little different being at home versus on the road for these guys. So let's get to it. I'm going to welcome in the driver of the number 47 for JTG Doherty, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Welcome in. How you doing?
Doing good. Just, here in the game room trying to figure out exactly how this race is going to go. And it's a different Sunday morning, that's for sure, waking up in my own bed here at home.
Yeah, you're in your home in Mooresville, North Carolina, which has looked a little different than where we normally would be this weekend, which would be in sunshiny Miami, Florida. But how has this week looked different versus being at the track, and now you're stepping into a sim seat and getting ready for a virtual Homestead Miami Speedway and not the real thing?
Yeah, well, my sim rig that I did have a long time ago, I got it built in like 2010 or 11. It's been sitting in here broke and not working. So
Here
a
come
buddy
the
of mine,
excuses
Chad
already.
Wheeler, brought me a new sim rig, a WR1, which is really nice. He builds a lot of them for the guys. So he brought a shipment down, brought me one. And so yesterday was the first day that I really, ran on it a whole lot. So I don't think I've practiced enough. When I heard some of the lap counts that other drivers had done in like a day the other day, I got a little nervous because I'm nowhere close to that.
Well, this is a groundbreaking day for sports, for esports, and the NASCAR family is really excited about this. So what's it been like just getting on social media, seeing all of the hype surrounding? It's really been not just in motorsports and racing, but it's been, in other sports avenues as well that have really gotten excited that we're going to have some sort of sport on TV today.
Yeah, it'll be neat. We watch the iRacing NASCAR series that the professional sim guys run. They put on a great show, and so it'll be cool to have us guys that race on Sunday to go do that and put on a show for the fans. I think Larson said it best. Is like, the e-racing pro guys, they're really, really good, and they put on a great show. Like I said, it could be a little bit of a chaos with some of us because a lot of us don't sim race all the time. So it should be fun. We're going to try and put on the best show we can. And I think, there's a lot of fans sitting at home and, like you said, they're sitting in the house and, people are putting on concerts. They're, now we got an actual race event that they can watch. And I think it's going to be an awesome day that people can tune in on FS1 to see.
So with fans not knowing really what's being said in your ear, you have spotters. So that's going to help out a little bit. But is the real Homestead going to compare to the virtual Homestead?
Actually, so the spotters are cool. I got my spotters set up last night and made sure all that worked. The racetrack itself, a lot of times you run the bottom the top of Homestead Miami Speedway. Virtual Homestead, the fastest line is probably kind of a lane up off the bottom. So you'll see a lot of drivers fighting for the bottom groove, which will be different than what we're used to.
The wrecks may be a little bit easier on your guys' neck and back, and we'll see.
I plan on not getting in wrecks and seeing how.
That's the hope. All right. Well, we're gonna welcome in for a little bit of entertainment here before we get racing. One of our friends. He's near and dear to the NASCAR community. He's traveled all over the country watching NASCAR races. He's friends with a lot of us, and he's been in and out of the garage constantly. So, Tim Duggar, welcome in, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on here. It's gonna be a fun day to finally get to watch some racing. It seems like it's been months, even though it's only been a week.
I know. I feel like we have not watched racing in a long time. You're joining us from your home in Nashville, correct?
Yep.
All right. So you're a little bit of an iRacing pro. You might be better at it than Ricky is.
I might.
Definitely.
No, I don't know about that. I just got into it late October, and I had always wanted to get into it, but I'm not good with computers, as y'all saw trying to set this up earlier. Um, and I was like really hesitant about going out and buying stuff. But once I got in it, it's pretty fun, and thank God I have it now because now I'm like constantly tweeting about it and posting. Look at what I'm doing. Look at my car, and yeah, I've nerded out on it big time.
So
He's a street stalker.
If I put you and Ricky together, who's winning though?
I'd be pretty tough in a street stock, but I don't know.
I watched Tim race the other night. There was Junior was in it. Larson was running. There's a bunch of dirt guys actually racing.
Is this the replacement 100
street stock race at Charlotte? And old Duggar, what did you finish second in your heat?
Yeah, second in the heat.
Oh.
Got caught out on the top in the feature and got caught up in the big one, but. Other than that, it's fun. I think it's great. I've gotten to know the iRacing guys a little bit over the last couple months, and the way that anybody can log in and they might get in a race with Ricky Stenhouse. They might get in a race with anybody. That's you can't do that in other sports. So I think iRacing it's going to show what it's got today. It's going to be fun to watch, and hopefully you guys don't make the cars fly 100 feet up in the air.
Yeah, let's hope. So it'll be good. There's like half the field that races a lot and did a lot of sim racing and are really good, and then you have the other half that we don't really do it that often. We like it, but we don't do it that often. So it's definitely going to be a mixed bag for sure.
You included yourself in the not so good half.
Yeah, I'm honest here. My expectations for myself are low, but I know if I miss enough of the wrecks, because there are going to be wrecks, that we could have a good finish.
So, Tim, when you're racing iRacing, how elaborate is your setup? Do you have like the moving seat and the wind blowing in your hair?
No, I have a desk and a computer. I was going to get one of the Chad Wheeler setups, and I knew I'd probably get kicked out of the house if I brought that in right off the bat. So I'm working up to that. Got to get back to work now before I bring one of those in the house. But it's one thing about it though, we had Clint got on the other night with us, and even though he had not done much sim racing, in 4 or 5 laps he was in the top. So I mean, it really does. I mean, these race car drivers that do this for a living, they definitely still shine on it against.
Hey, Tim, do you know if for sure it was Clint or the?
Oh, it was him. If I took a couple beers in Clint,
I don't know.
No, it was Clint.
But it was it's gonna be fun to watch. I've been trying to text everybody and tell everybody to tune in and watch it. It's gonna be cool, and I think it's gonna have a lot more people join in and want to get on iRacing, which is maybe I need to jump on that investment train right now, because that might be the only thing worth investing in right now.
Yeah, ask permission before you bring it in, though.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, you've played a bunch of the infields on the circuit here, so we're going to let you play our virtual infield concert. This first song, Ricky and I know pretty well, and if you guys have seen it on social media, it's called You're Gonna Love Me. It's going to be your first single off this new album.
Yep. It's we recorded this a couple months ago, finally started releasing it, and we shot the music video, and it's out, and it's actually just made its CMT debut a couple days ago. So really excited about this song. This song kind of with the Earnhardt and the beer and the Chevrolet and Mama, it kind of sums a lot of the stuff I am up. So this is going to be real and raw right here, but we're going to have fun with it.
All right, let's play it for us.
All right. I ain't stuck in the past, but I'm set in my ways. I still believe that love can last forever and a day. I think honesty honestly makes a man the kind that looks to the end of his arm for a helping hand. Well, I don't want to waste your time, so I'm laying it all on the line. I still miss Earnhardt. I like a cold beer now and then. I'm all about my mama. I take a bullet for a friend, and I like old Chevys covered in rust. The hack, the flag, and God we trust. Girl, by now I'm how I'm gonna be. If you like that, you're gonna love me. If you like riding around in a two-tone waste of gas, windows down, old school sound, and a dog in the back, well, then girl, I believe you're a lot like me. Yeah, I still miss Earnhardt. I like a cold beer now and then. I'm all about my mama. Take a bullet for a friend, and I like old Chevys covered in rust. The hack, the flag, and God we trust. Girl, by now I'm how I'm gonna be. If you like that, then you're gonna love me, and I'm gonna love you back. I still miss Earnhardt. I like a cold beer now and then. I'm all about my mama. I take a bullet for a friend, and I like old Chevys covered in rust. The hack, the flag, and God we trust. Girl, by now I'm how I'm gonna be. If you like that, you're gonna love me. Girl, you're gonna love me.
All right, Tim. Well, I know that one's been on repeat on my phone a lot. Ricky has played it a lot on his phone, so we like that song. But I have to ask, since you have Earnhardt mentioned in it quite a few times, are you pulling for Junior today?
You know, I don't know
you
who
can say it.
No, I don't actually don't. I haven't thought. I'm just pulling for a great race, really. No lag is what I'm pulling for.
No lag.
I think you know, probably I'm gonna pull for Kevin. He's in the race, right? I don't know. I'm gonna pull for everybody. I want everybody to have a good time. I think it's great that NASCAR is doing this. I appreciate y'all letting me on here with y'all. You know, we're all kind of cooped up, and how cool is it? I mean, this would not if you know, if the NBA was all playing PlayStation right now, I don't think it'd be as entertaining as what we're going to see today. So it's cool that this you know, this sim's out there, and I'm glad that I didn't want to do last weekend's the replacements because I was like, I'm going to make a fool of myself. So I'm really glad that I'm not in Ricky's shoes right now, having to go out there and try to do this.
I'm telling you, I'm more nervous now than whatever like race I've ever ran in my life.
Every driver that we have talked to has been more nervous for this race.
Oh, 100%.
Why though?
Because it's not our norm. Like getting in a car, it's your normal thing. And so to me, it's like you're doing something unknown and for yourself anyway. And it's nerve wracking.
You ain't got
Tim, where did you
do you?
Tim, where'd you shoot that video?
I shot that in a little town, probably about an hour outside of Nashville. And it was really cool to have Tara in it and, get that. I wanted the first 2 songs out of the gate have a lot of racing connections that we released. And I was asked when I was recording it, do you want to talk about NASCAR? Are you going to, and I'm like, heck yeah. I mean, these are my people. Like, this is, of course I want to make sure that I, mention, the things I love and racing. And, so the next song I'm going to play here in a few seconds is, so there's going to be people having to homeschool their kids and going crazy. And when I wrote this a couple years ago, you remember Schoolhouse Rock? Like, that's the only way I could remember anything in school.
Jack Black?
Yeah. So I wanted to, I'm talking like conjunction, junction, what's your function? Like, that's the only way I could remember stuff. So I wanted to write an adult version of a children's song.
Oh, you're talking like old school Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah. I'm old.
Okay. Not the rock and roll one with. Yeah.
But so the next song will be called Circles, and I wasn't even going to record this song, and I started playing it out a little bit. And Junior, actually, who is a critic of what I do, anything I do, he tries to critique. But he loved this song, and I'm like, oh, you know what? And so I just kind of started playing it around, and we ended up recording it. So if parents at home teaching their kids, don't use this song. This is not the way to teach about shapes, circles.
Well, some NASCAR fans might like teaching their kids about circles and being related to a racetrack.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well, you teed it up better than I could, so I'm going to let you go ahead and play Circles off your new album.
All right, this is Circles. Hope you like it. Like the bubbles floating in my beer, circles. Like a bobber when I'm fishing off the pier, circles. Like a quarter in the jukebox, dropped at the Waffle House. Everywhere I look around, I see circles, circles. Like the wheels on my truck and the radio dial, the left-hand turns of a NASCAR mile. Girls on the dance floor spinning around, the moon coming up, the sun going down. Rain on her finger, rain on the bar, the hole in the middle of my old guitar. The world is a ball, y'all. It's all about circles, circles. It's all about circles, circles. There's a bill sitting in my mailbox, a rectangle. I got a neighbor with a party called the cops, square man. I got a nail from the driveway, poking through my Firestone, flat circle. I only like circles. Like the wheels on my truck and the radio dial, the left-hand turns of a NASCAR mile. Girls on the dance floor spinning around, the moon coming up, the sun going down. Rain on the finger, rain on the bar, in the middle of my whole guitar. The world is a ball, y'all. It's all about circles, circles. It's all about circles, circles. Like the wheels on a truck and a radio dial, the left-hand turns of a NASCAR mile. Girls on the dance floor spinning around, the moon coming up, the sun going down. The clock on the wall is quitting time. Bonfire burning with some friends of mine. The world is a ball, y'all. It's all about circles, circles. It's all about circles, circles.
All right. Well, that was circles. That's going to be one of my new favorites because a lot of NASCAR references in that one.
Thank you. It's when I wrote it, I never intended on anybody ever hearing it, but here it is. Quarantine.
Hey, Tim, when NASCAR came to Nashville for the banquet, they did all those burnouts, and then you went and stood in some of the burnout circles. That was cool.
Yeah. That was a good time. Hopefully you're here this year, Ricky. And
I need to work on that. We're working on that.
Oh, you'll be here. You'll be here. It was a good time. I thought that was definitely the. Sometimes I miss home and wish I was still living in Alabama, and I kind of get tired of the city life. But that was one night that I was so glad to live in Nashville.
No doubt.
All right, Tim. So you can get all of your music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever music can be found. Your album is also coming out, Signs of a Good Time, Friday, April 24th. Is that right?
Yep. We've pre-released 3 songs. Circles, You're Gonna Love Me, and a song that came out Friday called Home Away from Home, which is kind of a dive bar anthem. I love little hole in the wall bars, and I've hit a couple of those around where y'all live once. But the whole EP comes out next month. I'm excited about it. We kind of got a little stalled out on our promotion with all this quarantine stuff going on. So we appreciate y'all having me on here, and love NASCAR, love racing, and love the race fans. So it's been appreciate y'all letting me share a little bit of the new music, even if it's house.
Hey, Signs of a Good Time. I mean, that's got Duggar written all over.
All right, well, let's get back to the racing action because it's almost time to take to the virtual track. So I want to know, you guys have to have picks. There's 35 drivers that are racing in this race. Tim, you don't have to say Ricky just because he's on the show. But
look, if you have money, don't put it on me.
I'm going with Ricky to put on a show.
Yeah.
Go like you're at Talladega, Ricky. Just go for it.
Yeah, I'd feel better if we were at Talladega versus Miami.
All right, Ricky, who do you think is going to win? I've seen Denny's thrown out some of the odds.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen odds, and I actually haven't seen Denny race. I think Larson will run good. I think Denny will run good, and obviously Tom Majeski is. I think he's won 75% of the iRacing races he has raced. So I think he's by far the odds-on favorite to win. But I think you just don't know how this is going to play out. Restarts are crazy on every Sunday that we actually race our real cars, and I think it's going to continue over to the virtual world today as restarts being kind of key to how this whole race plays out. But those 3 I think are going to be really good.
I want the guy with the cheapest setup to win.
He's probably going to win.
All right. Well, it's a groundbreaking day for our sport and for the world of sports in general. We're super excited to get back racing. And Sunday, guys, it's race day. I'm excited about it. So we're going to get to the track at Virtual Homestead Miami Speedway in the debut opener of the eNASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series coming up on FS1 at 1:30 p.m. Tim Duggar, you picked Ricky Stenhouse Jr., so you're a betting man.
As the show, not to win, he didn't.
No.
Don't lag out, Ricky.
All right.
Everybody,
I got good internet.
Yeah. Let's hope so. Stay safe, stay healthy, be good to yourselves, be good to one another, and we will see you guys hopefully back here when we're racing again soon. But until then, enjoy the show today. Tune in to FS1 right now.
The biggest names in NASCAR are racing again. iRacing, that is. Catch Dale Jr., Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, and more in a simulation as real as you can get. With Jeff Gordon and Mike Joy on the call. The eNASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series, live Sunday on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.